Fox Weather's Max Gorden is on the scene there over in Maui. And Max, I know, we've been talking with you all morning long. I know the Kahului Airport has been really the staging ground for a number of people trying to get out of the airport. How are things there, and how are things on the ground?
Yeah, I mean, that's where we touched down just, several hours ago. We got here to Maui earlier this evening. Just coming into the airport, flying over the island of Maui, it was pretty alarming. You could look down and you could see the fires still burning. Luckily, things have calmed down a little bit. Conditions have improved. But at the airport, very, very busy. Hundreds of people had to spend the night in the airport waiting for flights that are occurring in the morning. But yeah, massive effort underway trying to get tourists and locals alike off of the island, evacuated to safety. Now, it's still unknown why these fires started. Things really ramped up with the fire activity on Tuesday, and just the island was essentially a tinderbox. Very, very dry vegetation, low humidity, and then the winds whipped up by Hurricane Dora spinning a couple hundred miles to the south. That just made conditions ripe for fire activity to explode, and it really did. When you have winds that strong, 70, 80 miles per hour, it's just very difficult for firefighters to stop something like that. And unfortunately, we saw some communities just absolutely devastated in western Maui. The community of Lahaina, a very popular tourist destination, a historic town. They've got the beautiful banyan tree there. That town has been decimated, really unrecognizable now to folks who visit there and who live there. Some folks had to jump into the ocean just to save themselves. Really just a harrowing situation for so many people. Take a listen.
I was the last one off the dock when the firestorm came through the banyan tree and took everything with it. And I just ran out to the beach and I ran south and I just helped everybody I could along the way. You gotta know when you can.
And when you look at side-by-side photos of how some communities looked before and after these wildfires, it really does look like just a bomb went off. Looks like a war zone. Absolutely awful. Just a harrowing experience for so many people who were either visiting or who live here on the island. And it's been a massive undertaking to get people out of Maui. Around 11,000 people so far have been evacuated. More evacuations are going to be underway as we move toward the morning hours and into Thursday. So yeah, it's going to be a tough go for a lot of people. It's going to be a long road to recovery for a lot of folks. And unfortunately, a lot of people who live here, they won't have homes to come back to. Guys?
And Max, I'm just curious about the air quality over in Hawaii right now. I mean, we've been seeing all these images of a lot of smoke. Obviously, that has had to really, unfortunately, pollute a lot of the air and make it difficult for people to breathe.
Yeah, I mean, right where we're standing right now, the air quality isn't all that bad. It really all depends on where you are on the island. You can still smell the smoke. You can smell burnt vegetation all around us. But where we've been, the smoke hasn't been all that bad. But with a wildfire, it all depends on the wind direction and where you are in relation to the fire.
And Max, we're getting reports of more military aircraft on the way to the island of Maui. They're sending in Black Hawk helicopters. The Coast Guard is increasing their Sky Hawk helicopters that are moving in. I mean, obviously you don't have all the information what's going on with the U.S. military, but that would suggest to me either that we are increasing our response or we're bringing in resources or possibly both. Are we at the stage here where we're still trying to find people, or we are at the stage here where we're moving into recovery?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's everything, right? Firefighting efforts are still ongoing here. They're still trying to put out the flames. Search and rescue efforts are still underway. I think, unfortunately, we might see the death toll rise. Currently, 36 people confirmed dead. We don't know if that number is going to stay the same or if it's going to creep upward. Officials are worried it might. And then also law enforcement operations are going to be ongoing. There was some word from the National Guard that there could be additional law enforcement presence needed here on the island of Maui. some concerns about the potential for unrest. So I think all of those different missions are reasons why there's more military aircraft and more military personnel moving in here to the island of Maui.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring up that point. I mean, all the time in wake of natural disasters, you have people that are evacuated from their homes and they left quickly. And so there's always that concern, who's going to be watching out for my property. Max Gorden reporting live in Hawaii.
I'm Amy Freeze. Welcome to Fox Weather's YouTube page. We have more great videos on the way, so make sure to subscribe to stay updated on all things weather.